just opened this pack of walking onions. You want to see how fast we can go from mail to the garden? Come on, let's plant. You know, the reality in the garden is shiny objects, especially if it's a chaos garden and you're companion planting and you get things in the mail. Yes, we're going to talk about Egyptian walking onions. So just what is a walking onion? Well, it's an onion that gets up and walks like an Egyptian. Wasn't there some kind of old song about King Tut and walk like an Egyptian? Now, it's a hybrid onion. It's short day, which is good because it only needs between 10 and 12 hours worth of sun, according to the University of Wisconsin. Doesn't matter if you plant them in the spring or in the fall. But it does take 2 years before you're going to develop an actual onion. The unique part about these onions is as you get the green, they put on bulbets at the top, and as they get bigger, it weighs them down, they touch the soil, and then they reroot. As long as you have one bulb in the ground, your onions are going to continue to grow, walk, grow, walk. So we're going to get our garden where we're going to have onions all the time. You want to plant them between 1 and 2 inches deep. You want to space them out 4 inches to a foot, depending on if you're going to plant a cluster or if you're going to plant a single bulb. So right here, I think we've got an area, and I've got enough. We're going to do a couple little patches and see how these work out. So just like with everything else we have here in the deep mulch garden, I'm just going to put my finger down about 1 inch. We'll put that in there. Root side down, of course. Right now, we're really not forecast to have any more rain for at least a day, and then we're going to get another inch. It's been a very rainy pattern, but I'm taking the opportunity right now. Let's get these in the ground. You can always find something to do in the garden. We planted seeds the other day, and we intended to companion plant, but then come a downpour. And then the mailman showed up with some walking onions, so we had to get those in the ground. Right over here where we dug the potatoes, I think is a really good spot to go ahead and get another little patch. This is our perennial area anyhow. But then I realized I forgot to companion plant. So just like everything else, just have a space, pull that mulch back, and this is the basil we topped out of those first ones. They're ready to go back in the ground. Well, we're scheduled to have some more rain today. Notice I said scheduled instead of forecast because it seems like every other day we get a pretty good rainstorm. It's supposed to rain over 1 inch from tonight through tomorrow afternoon. So I want to get these companion plants in, and if you see any tomato leaves touching the ground, let's get them off. If you're going to companion plant with some beets or some carrots or some other root crops, you don't actually have to put it in the line with your tomatoes. Go on one side or the other, and you can make a nice little row because as these grow, they're going to open up and you'll have plenty of sun. But right here, I'm just coming off of the line a little bit because I do not need to trellis this. We just pull it. And look at the worms. I'm telling you, the deep mulch is awesome. And you only need your hole as big as the root ball. Backfill in around it, snug it down. Add a little mulch back. We're good to go. And over here where we dug the potatoes, we've got our perennials going. We got our thornless blackberries. We've got our blueberries over there. We've got Jerusalem artichokes. Now, our Jerusalem artichokes, we've got a nice little patch here. I think we're gonna have another patch over there by the fence. And regular artichokes. Artichokes are coming along just fine. And asparagus. This is our second year with the asparagus. We got some really nice little tender shoots, but I'm letting most of this just happen. We're gonna let this get established a little more before we really start harvesting on it. Let's go ahead and get some walking onions in this patch. That way we can keep our perennials kind of over in this corner of the garden. But this turned out to be a pretty decent little perennial bed. I'm just gonna plant these about 4 inches apart. I'm gonna do it in a little square pattern. I still intend to plant some other stuff up in this area the next few days. In between these two peppers, I think we'll put this curly parsley that somehow wound up in my cart. And we've got a volunteer tomato. It's gonna be fun. We'll see what we get on that. That just came up from last year's seed. Yeah, this is getting pretty root bound. That's why it was on sale. You can break that up a little bit if you want. Help it out just a little bit. And by planting heavy and letting things go to seed, you don't have to companion plant between everything. We've got basil coming up there. We got basil coming up all over the place. The nice thing about these walking onions is this year we're going to be able to get some green off of them. Next year, we'll let those bulbs bulb up and then we'll have onions as they replant themselves. And that's just how fast you can go from the mailbox to the garden. If you look close, you're going to get distracted by more shiny objects. When they get full like that, they're ready to come off. Oh, that one, we'll let the rain soak into that one a little bit. And even our little volunteer and the little TP trellis is making... You can do this too. Get your hands dirty, plant a seed, plant a start, get your garden growing. Until next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant. Let's go plant garden.